Hi gang, it's Mike, also known as #Fantasmike. I'm here on the Gary UK YouTube channel to interview Gary_UK. Say hi, Gary.
Hi, Gary.
Boo.
Say hello, omniscient voice.
We also have
Hello.
Emily over there.
Hello.
But she doesn't want to join in.
Well, she does, but she doesn't.
So she doesn't.
So,
My house is featuring.
yes. Do you
Yes.
like the decorative wall?
That's where we are right now. If you've been like, hey, this isn't the usual background.
Yeah.
Mm.
So Emily's going to be acting as an announcer today, who will chime in occasionally.
She's going to shout random things, probably.
Such as,
Don't put me on the spot like that.
and classics like,
No. I was bad at improv in school. Don't make me do this.
man, if I'm bad in improv as well. Okay, anyway, let's introduce what we're going to actually be doing today.
Alright, so earlier on Instagram, you asked your followers to send you questions
Yes.
that they'd like us to answer on here.
Yeah.
I didn't because I was busy. Sorry.
He had priorities.
Yeah.
I'm the backbone of the channel now, folks. No, but just to say for so Gary, will you tell? Okay, you see, I'm a perfectionist. I'll keep rolling with stuff. So Gary, what's the point of the video today, Gary?
So, earlier on today, you went on Instagram and asked your followers to send you questions that we could answer.
Yes.
So, just whatever they wanted answering about the Disney programs.
Or Disney in general.
Or Disney in general,
just
yeah.
anything really. So we're gonna answer a few of them today, and yeah, we hope you enjoy this insane ramble as I'm sure it's gonna be.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll just go off on one, so sorry in advance.
Let's do this. Let's jump right into it. Alright, so the first question is from me. Alright, so we're gonna start off with a question which is... That was a weird way to put it. Alright, so the first question that we're going to start off with is, what is the one piece of advice you would give to somebody going on a Disney program?
Ooh.
It's kind of a toughie because there's certain stages.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to applications...
Yeah, that's the whole thing, because one piece of advice is that for when you're applying, when you go into interviews, when you're out there on the program.
So going on a Disney program, so assuming they've gotten through.
Mm-hmm.
So what's one piece of advice you would say to somebody who's going? Like, let's say somebody who's going with you for the first time in June. What would you say to them to get the most out of their program?
Probably sounds like what just basically what the question is, but make the most of it. Don't be lazy, as in sleeping in. You're only there for a short time. I've done that before. I'm like, I want to sleep in, and wasted a day, just one of your days off even.
Yeah.
Or actually and on the same lines, I didn't really do much before my shifts. I had a lot of closing shifts, so in the morning I didn't really get up and go to the parks as much as I wanted to. So I'd probably say just to make the most of it, and if obviously you go in, you enjoy the Disney parks, make the most of them while you're there, because you're only there for a short period and it does go really fast.
Faster than you think it will. To add on that, I will say I was tired all the time. And sometimes, as great as it is to be there, I mean, I'm going to recommend maybe do take a day where you don't do anything, because the last thing you want to do is burn out. And that's not a fun thing, because I think that kind of happened to all of us towards the end last year.
It did, but I think what contributed to that as well was we was all getting late finishes, and then we decided to go out and eat and have food late at night, which meant we was finishing work at like 1 o'clock in the morning, not actually getting into bed until like 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's just kind of weighing up and balancing.
I mean, I think you have to be your own devil's advocate, really.
Yeah.
I mean, how much? It's really tough, because the generic answers are make the most of it. You're only there for a short amount of time. So, I mean, if you can do the 2 months without sleeping, I would highly recommend it.
You can sleep when you're home.
Man, we did. Oh boy, we did. So, I'm going to put you on the spot. Out of all the things that you've said, what is the most important thing going there?
Yeah, if there's something that you want to do, don't leave it to the last minute, because there's so many things we planned to do, never got around to doing it, and kind of regret it.
And on that note, actually, you will not, 90% of the time, your shifts will not line up. So if you want to do something, do it. Because if you're waiting for somebody, it may not happen. And goodness knows when you're going to get the chance to do it again.
Exactly.
So make the most of it and do what you want to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Motivational speaking.
Yeah. What do you say, Omniscient Voice?
I agree with the make the most of it thingy, because, and also the thing you said about don't wait for people, because our shifts were insane. And like that, if you got a large group of friends, there was like 6-7 of us, they're just not going to line up. Your shifts are not going to line up, especially if you're doing different roles. So even if it means some of you have to miss out, just do it. You know,
Yeah.
you'll have time to you'll have time like a day before you actually have to leave like Florida to do something. But just in the meantime, just do it all.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
People will understand that you're busy all the time.
It happens.
I mean, going there, we're all adults. So thanks, Omniscient Voice. Essentially what they said was, don't make friends because you won't hang out with them. Okay, second question is opinions on Star Wars Land, aka Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
I'm super excited for it. I mean, I've never really been the biggest Star Wars fan. I enjoy the movies and things, but again, not the massive, biggest Star Wars fan. But the land looks incredible. It opens like just after we leave.
In Hollywood Studios.
In Hollywood Studios.
The end of August.
It opens
May
3
3 weeks.
in Disneyland.
3 weeks of recording of this video.
Yeah.
Which is crazy
not
to think
long.
about.
But the only thing that I'm sad about is that Disney cast members are going to get blocked out of Disneyland at the moment indefinitely, as far as we can see, until a certain point. Obviously, not forever.
At least until the end of August.
Until after we've left. So I'm kind of worried that even if I did stay in Florida a little bit longer, still might not even be able to get to see it. Or I don't know. I'm just excited for it, but not holding my hopes up that I'm going to get to see it.
I mean, I don't need to go into detail. I'm not going on a program this year, so I've just been really keeping up to date with it. I love learning about the new park experiences, even though I have no idea when I'm going to see it. It looks so immersive. I am terrified for the cast members, especially at Disneyland, because bless you all, it's going to be a stressful summer. Know that people appreciate your hard work. But I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to see what people think. The rides look amazing. The cantina looks incredible. It just looks like a great immersive experience. And if you know Disney parks at all, they are amazing at building these immersive areas and experiences for guests that honestly probably going to blow a lot of people's minds. Let's be real about it.
Yeah, everyone's so excited for it, and it's got a lot of attention even now, and it has for a long time, so it's going to be hectic there, to say the least.
Bless the cast members there. I'm thinking of y'all. So yeah. Omniscient Voice, do you like Star Wars?
I have never seen a Star Wars movie in my life.
Thanks, Omniscient Voice. Next question.
So I have nothing to contribute to this question, apart from yes, it looks very immersive and that's exciting.
Thanks,
Next.
Omniscient Voice.
You're welcome, Michael.
Ooh, here's a good one. And this actually would... I mean, you're going back, but this is good for Em and I. If you could have the chance again, what role would you like to do? So we already know you're going into attractions, so
Yes.
let's start with you. What role would you like? Would you like to go back to Mansion? Would you like something different? Would you like a different park entirely?
Like we spoke about this before, I would absolutely love if I got given the Mansion again. Obviously, I've been there, absolutely loved it. But at the same time, if I didn't, I wouldn't be upset, because I would love to try something new rather than just doing the same thing again than what I did last year. I would also like to try a different park. Main reason because, like I was saying earlier, we finished really late, and having those late finishes kind of messed sleep patterns and things up. Whereas if I got somewhere like Epcot, which closes at 9 o'clock, we wouldn't be working until like 1 o'clock in the morning. It'd be like 10 o'clock latest, and then when they have extra magic hours, just a little bit later on those days as well. So that would be nice. But I've not got like any specifics, like specific attractions or anything that I'd like to go back or like to go to. But yeah, it's kind of one of those weird things where I'd love to go back to the mansion. If I got it, I would not be upset one bit, obviously. But at the same time, I'm kind of ready for something new.
Yeah, that makes sense. But if I put you on the spot, and you knew this was coming, what attraction would it be?
I think
Man, that was a great answer. Wow. I didn't know you wanted to be on the Living Seas with Nemo and Friends. Omniscient voice.
Hello.
I know you're not going back anytime soon. Sorry to rub it in. I'm in the same boat. But what role would you like to do? We know you did costume. Well, for those of you who don't know, Emily did costuming last summer.
I did entertainment costuming in Magic Kingdom. I absolutely loved it. I found the backstage stuff really, really fascinating. I would genuinely do that if I could go back, just because I know the role really well and I really liked it. But if I was to do something different, I would love to do character attendant, just because the amount of like guest interaction you get is super cool. I love meeting characters anyway, so I feel like you kind of having to encourage them to like talk to the characters and stuff. That would be really cute. Something like that. Yeah. Or attractions. If I could do mansion, that would be pretty cute.
Everybody wants mansion.
I don't know why.
I like the costume. The costumes fit.
That's one way to put it. Also going, like you were saying earlier on, when being an attendant, I mean, having that costuming expertise would probably help. Especially like if a character had any issues.
I imagine so.
How about you, mate?
Oh man. You see, I'd do anything. I'm not living meme of, would you like to do custodial or recreation? Yes, but also no. But I'm genuinely, I'd be happy going back and doing anything. But, I mean...
If I had to put you on the spot.
What attraction? That's it. Well, I did, for those, I did quick service food and beverages. That was such a weird way to say it. I did quick service food and beverage in Disney Springs, which I think from being my first time at Disney World was great, because I got to be away from the parks and experience everything in the parks as a guest, which was greatly beneficial to my experience, I feel.
Yeah.
I would love to work character attendance, because I adore meeting characters so much. I don't have the acting capabilities to be a performer at all, or the stamina. I mean,
that's the main thing, yeah.
I'm like, when I ever meet characters, I'm like, how are you so energetic? It's actually, that's the true magic.
That's the main thing, because this time I applied, my first and second choice role choices were character performer, then character attendant, and then attractions. I got given attractions, obviously, but I was sad when I didn't get performer or attendant, but at the same time, I don't know if I could have kept that energy level so high the entire time. So,
I mean, you were probably put in attractions given how you have the expertise already, and they know that you can handle a safety important role like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I love being food and beverage, because you get to go do those. You got the guest interaction, and you've got to do some magic moments if you saw fit. Also, I mean, out of everything, like the people there were so great, and honestly, it's kind of the people who make whatever role you get.
Definitely is, yeah.
So if I got placed with a group of people who really loved what they did, I wouldn't care what I did. But I think about this often, and I will never get the chance to do it. But I would love to be a Jungle Cruise skipper. That's high on the to-do
That would be
list of
cool.
things I would never do. If you know me, you know I adore puns. My Instagram handle is a play on words in itself. So I would, honestly, if I got the chance, I would take that in a heartbeat.
Of course.
Um,
I'd love to do that, but because we was interconnected, we had the same training rooms kind of thing. We, from Mansion to Jungle Cruise, we sat like listening to everything they had to learn with that, and there's so much.
I can imagine.
And so after seeing them training, I'm not too sure if I'd like to do that.
I just like I know it's the same thing over and over, but I like the idea that it's so repetitive that you have fun with it, and you get so much better as it goes on. Like, you know your cues and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and that probably
definitely.
comes from my limited expertise when it comes to like theater and stuff. I love like blocking and cues and stuff like that. But yeah, Jungle Cruise Skipper would probably be my dream role, even though I will never get to do it.
Can I just ask
Yes.
a question from me?
Yes.
If you could do any role that's like not just inclusive to like this, like the roles that we could do, because like obviously we couldn't do like resort, because like you can do like front desk, because obviously that would be my dream role. I'd love to work on front desk. If you could do any role that's not limited to CEP, what would you do?
Oh,
See, for me, if you know me at all, my degree that I'm doing at university is prop making, so I'd have to say Disney Imagineer.
oh yeah, definitely.
Good choice.
100%. I mean, I studied TV and media production, so anything with editing and stuff like that is my home. So like, I'd honestly, the current division of Disney TV animation looks so fun, and they're producing so much good content out of there right now. I would love to work there.
That'd be cool. That would be.
What about you, Em?
Front desk.
Oh yeah,
Polynesian preferably, it's my favourite.
Polly is cool.
Polly, yeah.
Very nice.
100%.
But to be honest, any resort.
Any resort, anywhere. Just get me back working with the company.
Yeah.
I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this question. This is a fun question. I enjoy this because I have a story for this one. Where did you first hear about the CEP? So where were you? Just in your life? No. Like, how did you first hear about the CEP?
I honestly don't actually remember like any kind of specifics. It goes back to when I did my cultural representative program years ago. I literally just Googled how to work at Disney World. Found out about the cultural representative program, went on that. Then I found out while I was living there that was other British people living in like Disney housing, but not working in the UK pavilion. I think that's probably how I found out about it, because I found out they was doing different roles, and you had to be in college to do it.
Yeah.
So that's probably how I came across it, but it was a long time ago, so it's kind of just been in the back of my mind until obviously going into university and I'm like, ooh, I can actually do that now.
Mine's actually a funny story because back in, let's see, when did we apply? 2017? Was it at this point?
Yes.
Yeah. Ugh. That's almost 2 years ago.
Maybe.
I've gone into I've gone into kind of detail on this on my own channel with my own old CEP videos. I found out about the CEP at a Disneyland Paris audition, and it says a lot that I met somebody there who had done the CEP the year previous in 2016, and it was by sheer fate that we were put in the same group to audition and were kicked out at the same time, and we ended up chatting outside the audition hall. And without that, I would not have heard about the CEP whatsoever. Awesome. So in doing so badly in a Disneyland Paris audition, it led me to go work in Walt Disney World, which is kind of poetic in a sense. My mum has a saying, "What's for you won't pass you by," and that is a definite case of something like that happening. What about you, Em? I'm going to get emotional if you don't carry on.
I applied completely on a whim. I know, I
love this story.
I suck. Literally, my friend Ashley did it the year before us. She was in attractions and she did, where did she work? Oh, she worked Princess Fairy Tale Hall, PhilharMagic, and the Carousel, which is great. That would be great attractions to work on. She told me about it and I was like, that sounds kind of cool. I literally just applied on a complete whim. I went to the pre-screens. I had no idea what was happening. I didn't know. I met Gary and George on the tube on the way there, and I was like, what is good, you guys? And they knew everything, and they were so knowledgeable about Disney, and I thought, oh dear.
Well.
And I left thinking, well, that didn't go very well, but it clearly did, because yeah, I'm like so happy I got to do it, because now it's like sparked a lifelong interest and dream and everything, so that's cute. Y'all, I literally, do you know what, I found my, I was looking on my Young Adults profile, I found my old application.
Yeah.
I called it Disneyland. I know! This is how inexperienced I was. So all I'm saying is, if your cover letter, if I wrote Disneyland in my cover letter, you can do anything.
Okay, so next question. What was the hardest part about the CEP? Leaving. I mean, leaving was probably the hardest part, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Definitely.
But while we were on the job, while we were there experiencing it.
I mean, as much as a social person that I am, I do find it quite difficult with new people kind of thing.
Yeah.
So moving into housing with somebody, with a apartment full of people that I didn't know that already lived there and was staying there after I left, that was kind of a bit intimidating. And also starting a brand new job with people that I didn't know as well, until I kind of got into it and got to know people a bit more.
I get that.
I feel like that was quite hard for me.
Yeah. I'm kind of the same as Gary. I mean, my anxiety when meeting new people and doing a new thing for the first time, my brain kind of has a hard time processing all of that. So much so that if you follow me on Instagram, you'll remember the very long story that I put up going, I don't think I can do this. And for the first few days, that whole mentality of kind of having to push through of, I genuinely don't think I can do this, was really tough for me, because as you guys know, I wasn't just working there, it was my first time there, my first time in the US. It was all very overwhelming, and it took me a few, I'm gonna say like 3 weeks to fully kind of feel comfortable in what I was doing and feel like, yeah, this is fun, I'm capable of doing this. And that's especially coming to like job wise, it's just it's such a big change. And for someone like me, that is a hard thing to process. From a personal standpoint, for me, being essentially dropped in the deep end, that was the hardest part for me, and just kind of finding my wings, as it were. Finding my wings in the deep end. You know what I mean. That's a very roundabout way of me answering that, but it's very hard for me to process new situations well. What about you, Em?
The hardest part?
Yeah.
My hours.
I mean, yeah, that too. I think we were in a similar boat. We got nightmare hours. Here's a question for, do you have anything to add to that actually?
Oh no, I was going to say my hours, and also the thing about moving into an apartment with new people, that was the hardest part. But it got good easily, but yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
What were you saying?
I'm curious. What time was the latest you got home from work?
Latest, maybe like 2:30ish.
Yeah.
What was the latest?
In the morning.
What was the latest you
latest I got home?
Yeah.
4:30.
Oh man, she got me beat. Wow. 3 a.m. for me.
Yeah.
3:30 finishes were a thing.
Yeah, that was. Oh man, I'll never forget that night where I was frazzled, because at the time at Disney Springs we were doing this whole new system with stocking, and I won't bore you with the details, but it took some time to get used to, and once they found out that I understood it, that was the end of me getting home before 12 o'clock in the morning. The next question is, have you guys got any regrets from the CEP? Anything you regret doing, not doing?
Yes and no. Because I would have loved to have done more full service restaurants or backstage tours that they offer and things like that. But at the same time, I didn't have the money to do that. So I knew that I couldn't do it. So it's kind of regret, but kind of not.
I suppose when it comes to that, I don't mean to interrupt, but your regrets it's kind of good that you have that, because you can kind of put that to this year now as a result. So anything you didn't get to do, you can kind of make a priority this year.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, as we were saying earlier on, don't wait around for people. I feel like we spent so much time waiting for people that we kind of lost out on time in the parks or doing what you wanted to do. So I think this year, if somebody says, oh, I'm going to be a little bit late, I'm just going to be like, okay, I'll see you there, message me when you're there, and then meet them at the park.
Yeah. People will understand, honestly. What about you, Anne? Any regrets?
I feel like so many, just because like, I don't know, just in terms of like stuff.
Two of them are in front of the camera.
Just to do in the parks, like, same with Gary, like restaurants. There are a lot of characters I didn't get to meet that I wanted to. I really regret not visiting more resorts, like not even to stay in, just to sort of visit, because I love all the resorts and I'm such a resorty person. I regret not. Thing is, with my role, my costuming, a lot of it is quite solitary, and I really regret not talking to like more people I worked with. They're all so nice, but a lot of the stuff you're doing is quite, you're on your own, and that part kind of sucked. So yeah, I regret not making more friends. Which sounds really sad, because I did make some great friends, but yeah, I could have made more.
Before you answer, with Ender saying that, after we got back last year, I spoke to so many people that was on my program from the UK that I never really met out there, and we were just talking to each other like, oh, I wish we could have hung out, or why didn't we not meet up? And I feel like everyone just, there's a big group chat that everyone has, everyone's in for applying and going things, and that kind of dies off once you're out there, and everyone goes into little smaller chats, either people they flew out there with, or people that they've roomed with, or shared a hotel with. So you don't kind of talk to people as much. So I kind of wish that I spoke to more people, or just said to different people in the program, like, let's hang out, you got the same day off, okay, let's go to this park.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
And another thing, I wish I took more photos. Like, you have so many photos.
Same.
And you have like an endless amount that keeps going up on Instagram. Which I feel like I don't.
Saying that, I wish I took more photos.
Which is the reason that I'm going to be vlogging with this camera, which is the DSLR, so that I have a nice camera for taking photos, but also a good camera for vlogging with. So hopefully that works out in my favour.
I'm sure it will. Oh man. Right, I'm gonna get real, you guys. This is a loaded question, because when you ask me if I regret anything, it's like asking me if I would change anything. And for me, this is gonna sound really stupid and really cliche. I wouldn't change one bit of it, because it was absolutely like just blah blah blah. This it's a weird thing to say. Like, it's a weird question for me to answer, because I wouldn't. If I regretted something, that means I didn't want a part of the experience. And overall, for me, the entire experience was so wonderful that I wouldn't want to change anything. So honestly, I can say that I have no regrets, because the whole experience was perfect the way it was. And yeah. So the next question comes from our beloved friend Lawrence_floating_lights, and she asks, how much do you miss me? Well, Lawrence_floating_lights, very much.
We do. We miss you very, very, very much. But you decided to come home and not extend, so I mean, I could have been out there with you this summer, but you know.
It's not like she had a choice. Don't call her out like this.
I'm kidding.
She doesn't want to.
I'm kidding.
But is he? Ooh.
Guess you'll never know.
I mean, you will. Maybe. Who knows? Next question. What's your favorite park? And I'm going to add, and why?
See, I want to say, well, I'll sound cliche and say Magic Kingdom, just because that's where I worked last summer, but also I think it has the most variety, and I don't know, you feel more immersed in the magic at Magic Kingdom.
I understand what you're saying.
As much as I love the other parks, there's not that kind of, like when you walk down Main Street, you have that feeling, and it's
Magic.
You can't explain it. If
Magic,
you know it, you know it.
Magic Kingdom is quintessentially Disney.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, when you ask somebody to think of a Disney park, they immediately think of the Magic Kingdom type park. So I get 100% what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I love them all, but I can't say that.
But if I had to put you on the spot,
if you held a, oh, I don't know. I'm not going to say that.
a banana at your head.
Yeah, if you had a banana and I yelled potassium. I love them all, but I'm gonna rep my underdog, Animal Kingdom. Represent. I love all the parks, but I'm gonna rep Animal Kingdom because it is so different. It's got the Lion King show, Festival of the Lion King. It's got Expedition Everest. It's got Dino Land. It's got Dinosaur. I mean, what more do you want?
And Pandora.
And Pandora.
The Chili Canteen.
And tofu. That makes it
Tofu.
Tofu. Alright, favorite park?
What Gary said was I completely agree with everything he said.
Yeah.
So I say Magic Kingdom purely just because of the nostalgia and the magic and stuff, but then in terms of if I'm putting my personal feelings aside and in terms of nostalgia, then Animal Kingdom 100%. 100%. Animal Kingdom is amazing. Yeah. Also Walt Disney Studios Park in Paris, just because it has Ratatouille. Thank you.
Okay, well actually you bring up a point. I'm gonna open up. I'm not gonna say not just Walt Disney World, parks in general, of the ones you visited. So when was the last time you visited Paris?
When I was 6.
Okay.
So I don't remember anything.
Okay, cool. So out of the 4 Florida parks and the 2 in Anaheim that you visited, if I went Magic Kingdom, Disneyland.
If you gave me a choice of which one to visit right now,
Yeah.
I would probably say Disneyland, for the plain reason that I visited Walt Disney World more times than I can count, and as much as I love that place, I've only been to Disneyland that one time last year. Well, say one time, went a few days. But yeah, I definitely want to go back to Disneyland. That is so nostalgic, and the fact that it's a locals park, so it's nowhere near as busy as Walt Disney World, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's so weird that you can feel nostalgic for a place that you've only visited recently, but that's the feeling I get when I visit Disneyland. That's the feeling I get when I visit Disney. That's the feeling I felt when I visited Disneyland. Magic Kingdom or Disneyland?
I loved Disneyland when we went, but me personally, I don't know what it is. I just found Disney World more magical. I mean, that sounds really bad because obviously Disneyland is the OG. But personally, Magic Kingdom. But that's because I think that's probably because I spent more time there.
I'm the same.
I literally, because you guys spent more time in Disneyland, I spent one day there.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it was all kind of rushed. So I feel like if I got to dedicate the amount of time that I did in Disney World to Disneyland, that opinion might change. But for now, Magic Kingdom.
I adore Magic Kingdom. I adore Disneyland. But Disneyland... Oh, also, Disneyland doesn't have Happily Ever After. But Walt Disney World doesn't have OG Fantasmike. So...
Oh, Fantasmike is so good in Disneyland.
So they're pretty even for me. But I think Disneyland might just a little bit because yeah. Whoa! This isn't the next question. This is the end of the video. What's happening, Gary?
Apparently we had too many questions to get through, so we're going to cut it off right here. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we're going to come back next week with the rest of the questions that we've been sent.
Wow,
to answer.
Y'all just had too many questions, didn't they, omniscient voice? She's wearing headphones. Yes. But in all seriousness, gang, we have to cut this video off here, or else we're going to be here till Timbuktu. So join us next week again on Gary_UK's channel, where we will answer the rest of these questions. And as always, we'll see you real soon.